Irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling, says Donald Trump's now Secretary of State. It's the crime of the century. If what I'm getting ready to read you is true from Donald Trump, if Obama and Hillary and Biden and James Comey and James Clapper and John Brennan, if they committed the crime of the century, then why will there be no convictions? Why will there be no criminal complaints forwarded to the Department of Justice? All of this is a distraction because Donald Trump got caught with his pants down, maybe literally, relative to abuse of children and his decades-long friendship with a notorious abuser of children. That is why. This is a distraction. I called it yesterday the Distractapalooza. And that's what this is. Donald Trump on True Social last night, 8:11 p.m. Eastern Time, he wrote this: Obama himself manufactured the Russia hoax. Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe, and numerous others participated in this, the crime of the century. Irrefutable evidence. A major threat to our country. Riddled. In exclamation points. And I'm a fan of the exclamation point. I get mocked for using it too often, and that's okay. Notice he used the word evidence. Irrefutable evidence, except for the fact that they provided none. There is no evidence. They've given us no evidence whatsoever. It's conjecture, it's stipulation, it's speculation, it's accusation. There's no evidence. There's no documents. There's no unredacted top secret files. None of that. They're just saying it. They're just saying it. There's not even a canceled check like there was during the Biden crime family investigation. None of that. There will be no prosecutions. This will end up just like James Comer and Jim Jordan's investigations. Nothing. There will be nothing. It'll be crickets. Even if we get crickets, actually, I will be shocked. There won't even be that. All this serves is to give Donald Trump just a little bit of time. Crime of the century. And speaking of the crime of the century, relative to the hoax that was Russia interference in the 2016 election, and also this other accusation that the FBI spied on the Donald Trump campaign. All of it's untrue. And I'm not just saying that from my own perspective. I'm going directly to someone who is very close to Donald Trump, who holds multiple jobs within this particular administration, 4 up to this point, maybe 5 jobs at this point. He's wearing a lot of hats. Marco Rubio. Here's a headline from 2018 from ABC. No evidence, FBI spied on Trump campaign. Republican says contrary to president's claims. Senator Marco Rubio said he's seen no evidence to support the president's claims. And if you think maybe ABC is just being the liberal media, they're just the fake news, they're just making up stuff. Here's Martha Raddatz talking to Marco Rubio in May of 2018 about this very matter.
And Senator Rubio, just quickly here in the end, on the so-called FBI informant, President Trump says that the FBI had a spy in his campaign. I know you were not in those classified meetings this week, but based on what you have seen, is the president telling the truth?
So I think the president is facing these, and his lawyers are reacting. They're responding to what they're facing and the things that are happening to them. I can tell you what I know. Number one, if there is an FBI informant or any sort of inappropriate action that's been taken targeting a political campaign, the president's or any, we want to know about it and it should be punished. As far as what I have seen to date, it appears that there was an investigation not of the campaign, but of certain individuals who have a history that we should be suspicious of that predate the presidential campaign of 2015, 2016. And when individuals like that are in the orbit of a major political campaign in America, the FBI, who is in charge of counterintelligence investigations, should look at people like that. But they're not investigating the campaign, they're investigating those people. In fact,
so you're saying President Trump was wrong?
I have seen no evidence that those people were part of an investigation on the campaign. If that exists, I would want to know about it. We should all know about it. And if that would be wrong, and we should do something about it. But up to now, what I have seen is evidence that they were investigating individuals with a history of links to Russia that were concerning. And that was appropriate if that's all that happened.
Yeah. Secretary of State now, head of USAID, all of the other things that he does close to Donald Trump. Bootlicks Donald Trump, loves the grundle butter of Donald Trump, cannot get enough slathered around his mouth and lips. He loves it. He was a bigwig on the Senate Intelligence Committee that investigated the Russia collusion, the Russia interference in our 2016 election. And they found overwhelming evidence that, yes, indeed, Russia interfered. This is not a hoax. This is not the crime of the century. Russia interfered. This is from the Senate Intel Committee, Marco Rubio's statement. Over the past 3 years, the Senate Intelligence Committee conducted a bipartisan and thorough investigation into Russian efforts to influence the 2016 election and undermine our democracy. We interviewed over 200 witnesses and reviewed over 1 million pages of documents. No probe into this matter has been more exhaustive. What the committee did find is very troubling. We found irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling. Irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling, says Donald Trump's now Secretary of State. It's the crime of the century. And listen, maybe Marco Rubio just had a bad week. Tulsi Gabbard also back in 2018, I think this was in August of 2018, maybe it was September of 2018, Tulsi Gabbard, the now director of national intelligence for Donald Trump, the hand-picked soldier of the MAGA movement. She was on Joe Rogan's podcast and indicated absolutely Russia interfered in the 2016 election.
When you're talking about like these Russian troll farms that you mentioned, what is missing from all of the news coverage around this and all of the outrage about how this foreign country is trying to influence our elections, which is wrong and which the American people need to be aware of where this information is coming from, is the fact that and you're saying, why does somebody do that? Well, because this country does want to influence who we're electing, right?
Yes.
Like, we'd rather work with this person. We know that person's not going to be nice to us. The United States has been doing this for a very long time.
Sure.
In countries around the world, both overtly and covertly, through these kinds of disinformation campaigns, not even counting like the outright regime change wars, we're going to physically take you out. And I think it is very hypocritical for us to be discussing this issue as a country without actually being honest about how this goes both ways. So yes, we need to stop these other foreign countries, and Russia's not the only one, there are others, from trying to influence the American people in our elections. We also need to stop doing the same thing in other countries.
Yeah, without doubt. But there's also the question is, what is Russia trying to achieve? Like, why do they want someone like Donald Trump in office versus someone like Hillary Clinton? Like, what is to be gained? And how much, how much do they benefit from that?
Yeah.
This is what's really one of the big questions that's going on right now.
Yeah.
With all the Russian hearings and the Mueller investigation and trying to get to the bottom of all this and why they did what they did and what they did. And there's many people that are blowing this off and they don't think that it's important, and the president's claiming it's a witch hunt. But it's very odd that we're having this conversation in the first place. It's never existed before in any single presidential election. There's never been talk of us or any politician that's running for president being influenced by a foreign superpower before today. It's just amazing that it took until 2016 before this became a real issue.
That's true. That's true.
So do not fall for this distraction. Do not let you get bogged down in this. Don't obsess on this. Keep your eye on the ball, the thing that they don't want you to see, is Jeffrey Epstein, is Donald Trump's relationship, his long forged friendship with a child predator. He said, he's a terrific guy. He's made jokes about how he likes him young. He sent him the birthday card, allegedly, with his signature as pubic hair, about, here's to another year of wonderful secrets, my friend. Come on. Distraction. I was trying to hit the thing and then say it again. It was going to be more dramatic that way, but it didn't work out. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, again, don't get bogged down. I'd love your opinion on this, though. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I would also humbly ask for you to consider supporting this particular independent media channel right now. With all this going on with corporate media and the acquiescence to Donald Trump and the bending of the knee and the kissing of the ass of this administration, independent media is more important now than it ever has been. And into the future, it's going to only gain importance. If you want to help me produce this work and reach the millions of people that I do every month for $2 a month, you can click the join button and become a channel member right here on YouTube. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways to help support this work and help me get the job done, as it were. Anyway, I'm on social media if you want to find me there. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. Instagram to Blue Sky, not on the Nazi Twitter, but everywhere else. I'd love to see you. Anyway, be genuine. Take care of one another.